This week's Parsha is Achrei Mot Kedoshim. Kedoshim is really one of my favorite Parshas. It's a beautiful Parsha, very deep, very meaningful. And it starts, Kedoshim to you, Ki Kadosh Ani Hashem Elokechem. So, you be holy, God says, because I am holy. So there's something that says, you be holy, because I am holy, in a sense that our holiness comes from Hashem. We are connected with God, and that gives us the power to become holy. And it also says that we actually influence God. God made it that way. It obviously doesn't make sense. How could we influence God and make an effect on God? But God made it that way, that we can actually have influence and an impact in the spiritual worlds. So one of the first commandments where it says about the holiness, it says a man and a woman in a sense, must fear their mother and father. Isn't it beautiful that this was written over 3,000 years ago? And who does it say first would fear? Your mother. That instinctively we would usually fear our fathers more in most cases, but here the Torah says you have to fear your mother just as much, and you have to obviously honor them both. So it's really teaching us that our father and mother are, in a way, they're comparable to God. That just as God brought us into this world, our mother and father brought us into the world, and we really have to give them honor in that way. Some of the other more beautiful, really meaningful mitzvot of this portion, one, it says, don't curse a deaf person, even someone who doesn't hear. Don't place an obstacle in front of a blind person. You must fear God. So on a deeper level, obviously it means on a simple level, don't curse a deaf person, don't put an obstacle in front of a blind person. It also means symbolically, someone who's blind in a matter, don't trick them in that matter. Just because you can and you might have some benefit in it, Hashem, God doesn't really like that, obviously. And someone might say, but I had a good intention. God says, even though people might not know that you had a bad intention, I, God, know. That's just, you must fear God. I know exactly what your intentions are, so you're not fooling me. You may fool people, but you're not fooling me. It speaks about not making injustice in judgment, that we can't be partial to a poor litigant, that we see a poor guy come with a rich guy and say, we should really just take care of the poor guy and we'll find the rich person guilty and that will be his way of giving charity. Also, someone who's rich and great, don't give them favoritism. We must judge favorably with righteousness, in a sense. It says, don't be a gossip monger among your people, because gossip is one of the worst things. It says that when we're speaking bad, our bad words actually go up to heaven and create negative energy, and that negative energy comes back down and creates blockages in ourselves, not only the people that we're speaking about and the people hearing our bad words, but it's actually creating a blockage for ourselves, that we're not open to spirituality and to ourselves and our power, even in a sense. One of the most beautiful ones in the Torah, it says, don't hate your brother in your heart. You should rebuke him. If someone did something bad, rebuke them and tell them what they did, but don't, when you rebuke, embarrass them in public. The Torah speaks of many more beautiful mitzvahs. I encourage you to look into this week's Parsha and see for yourself. It's really wonderful. God bless you all.